start this video off with a little excitement. Oh my God. Guys, close your eyes. It's getting intimate right now. What's going on? Hey, guess what? We're gonna put the transmission in. We've got the distributor ready to drop in. We are going to, I think, move the battery back to the trunk. It's just having it up front. I said something to Teresa about, hey, I'll put a seat in, we can go for a ride in. She's like, But battery up there and stuff. And it's a little battery, so we're probably just gonna put cables back in it. It was an experiment, see how I liked it. Yeah, I'm wishy-washy on it. But we're also gonna just shoot some black on our hood. I also wanna weigh it, just out of curiosity. I know it's not gonna be some big difference, but I'm just curious what it weighs versus what we run on it. Just, it's not like it's gonna be some big weight difference. I'm just curious. I technically weighed the battery cable that I'm probably gonna put back in. David had given me some, this stuff's like really light. I don't know what he said it was, but it's 1 gauge, but it's really light. I don't know. As compared to the traditional welding wire, that was 2 pounds lighter than 2 pounds, I guess. I mean, I could lose, a good 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. That'd be sweet. But I just don't see that happening. So anyway, we're gonna do the battery. I'm gonna shoot some black mode, but I'm gonna weigh it. We gotta put the transmission in, and then we gotta drop the distributor in. So probably not gonna drive it today, but because I just got off work. But we wanna have the transmission in for sure. And then tomorrow we're gonna come out here after lunch. I got stuff I gotta do in the morning. We'll come out here tomorrow after lunch and work on it, and basically hopefully wrap up a bunch of loose ends. So, or not a bunch, but wrap up some loose ends. So anyway, see you guys in the next clip. We are messing around putting our not really legal battery box in and cable and stuff, and it is freaking raining, dude. It's a frog strangler out there. We got our hood tiger striped up with some black, but at least it don't have that's just a reflection. At least it don't have the white spots. It looks a little better. So anyway, man, you hear it? Woo, it's pouring. All right, it jumped right up in there. Now we can put the bolts in it, put the cross member in, put the drive shaft in, and we can put fluid in it and tighten up the drain plug. So, all right, I guess the hard part's done. Got it all tightened up, got everything in, blah, 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 blah. Now I gotta put the drive shaft in, and then we can put fluid in it if we want to. May wait for tomorrow, may let the RTV set a little bit, I don't know, we'll see. Got the drive shaft all Loctited in. We're also gonna nut and bolt the control arms while we're under here, double check everything, make sure it's all still tight. But that'll be tomorrow because it's getting late. I'm about done for the day, so got a little bit done. But we'll get on it tomorrow. We'll get a good night's sleep and get after it. So see you guys in the next clip. We checked all the control arms on the rear end, all the bolts on the lowers, front, rear, uppers. Nothing bad. A couple of them were loose. That's something that I definitely need to get in the practice of doing, is nut and bolting, really the front too, but checking, especially the back. Just nut and bolt and check it all, make sure it's all tight. We got the shifter bolted in. Well, obviously the transmission's full, so we got it all. Got all that done. We've basically got the battery cables ran, and the battery box, mounted, the negative mounted. We got the positive ran. So now I guess we can take it off the jack stands, and we need to drop the distributor in it, and then we can try and cold start it and see how it does. Set the timing, blah blah blah. So let me go get the jack and we can jack it up and get it down. All right, we got, I just put some fuel in it. We ran it, rolled it over, dropped the extruder in. I need to get, well, we'll just see if it'll start. This is a total cold start. I haven't even tried. All I did was roll it over to get a little oil going through it. And maybe the battery may not be strong enough to start it. It was a little wonky. So anyway, we put some fuel in it. Let me run the fuel pump for a second. There we go. Boom. Carb life. Stuck float. Give it a little tap. Let's just roll it over. And we need more batteries. Okay, let me put the other battery in. That, like I say, that one's just been sitting here unplugged, but I haven't put it on the charger or nothing. It's been sitting for months and months and months. The fact that they even rolled it over is amazing. Okay, let's try this one more time. Or maybe more than one more time. Okay, now let's try it. Let's see what happens. This distributor is not the distributor that I have run in here normally. It's actually in Pro Stock. I can swap it out if I want to. I don't know what bushing or what springs are in this distributor. Realistically, this trip is really just about going up there, making some passes, trying to get used to the car again. We're not going up there to try and set any records or make any personal best or anything like that, even though the weather's going to be pretty good. It's more about just making some clean hits, kind of getting the car going again, and maybe try and race it a few times while we're getting McNugget ready. So anyway, but so far so good. Now I think we'll look at, I need to find an O-ring to put my air horn on, and then we'll look at doing the hood. But hey, this car is crazy. If you're a new subscriber or whatever, you probably, this car got its name, the FaiLTD. It had a bunch of different names: bank robber, heist job, and whatever. It was the STD. It's just, but then I had so much trouble with this car, but basically probably not as much as I've had with Pro Stock. But I had so much trouble with this car, and I was so angry at it so many times that it's the car that never failed to fail. I mean, I know that's stealing the motto for the Rotson roadkill, but this car never failed. So that's how it became the FaiLTD, because it just failed. But once I decided that this car was going to be a race car, which like all my cars, but I was going to make it more racy-ish and race it more, it just like fell in line. And it has been it is a lot of fun. This is my favorite car of all the cars that I have. This is my favorite car, and I'm kind of happy to kind of have a little juice to mess with it again. I mean, we bought a tubular front clip from 417 Motorsports about, I don't know, 2 years ago, and we still ain't put it on. But maybe we will one day. I said that this is the only car, not the only car, but this is a car I would definitely put a roll bar in. This is the only car of my personal cars that I've had the windows tinted in probably almost 30 years. I've tinted the windows in Teresa's car, Jake's car, this car, but it was Teresa's car, but not my own personal cars. I wasn't gonna spend the money to do it because I just didn't care. They had crappy tint, it's good enough for me. But I tinted the windows in this car. That's how much it meant to me. I know that probably sounds weird, but there it is. But yeah, that's why this car stays out here. I couldn't stand to have it out in the weather anymore. It's got the perfect patina. I couldn't leave it at home. I couldn't leave it outside. I didn't have room, so it came out here, and it stays out of elements. If I can absolutely help it, it stays inside. This is the one. All the other ones could get set outside and put on fire, but it's not this one. It's my boy right here. It became my boy. I know Blue Dragon used to be, but I never liked it like I like this car. I liked Blue Dragon because it was so reliable, and it just performed over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that's the one thing that I really liked about it. It just performed so good. It was very comfortable to drive. But this car, this has been the car in the short period of time that it has been the car. So anyway, I know it's a lot of yakking, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Guys sometimes think I'm not happy. I'm happy. I'm excited. I don't even have a Mountain Dew. Man, I should have had Mountain Dew to celebrate that too. You know what? FaiLTD did his own do strike. He did the two-step strike. All right, let me go find an O-ring for this. We procured an O-ring from out here at work. And the O-ring, what do we need the O-ring for? Well, we'll probably have to, it's been a while since I've done this. Yeah, we'll have to put the O-ring, keeps the air bell from coming off. push it down in here. Take up the slack. So I'm not going to bore you with that while I finish putting it down. I'll just show you the result when I'm done. Okay, we trimmed a small chunk out of our O-ring, and we could have left a little bit more in there, but that is not going anywhere. It's going to have a hood on it, so that's, plus it also, I personally just think they look cool. That's just me personally. But it also gives me a spot to mount our little tiny air cleaner on. So when we're driving around, I don't want to say that I hope it's the scoop, the forward facing scoop is not any faster. I don't want to say that because it sounds bad. But if it wasn't faster, it would not hurt my feelings. Because then I could just leave the cowl on it, and I don't particularly care for the look of it when I'm riding around with the air filter sticking out of a square hole. I know I'm the last person should be talking about cosmetics, but I like what I like, and that's all that matters. And if I don't like it, then that sucks. So I'm not a huge fan of that. And this would allow the cowl, I would be okay with that look. Then I could just run a little air filter. I'm just driving around, and then when I'm at the track, I can just take it off and we go down the track. So, but if it's faster with the scoop, then that's what we're going to end up. That's what we'll run. We'll run the scoop. We'll put the hood with the scoop back on, type deal, and that's how we'll run it forever, I guess. So, but anyway, we got that on. I think it looks kind of cool. I don't hate it. I don't love it. This hood is technically about as square as a triangle, but you know, hey, it's on there. From 20 feet, probably looks okay. Up close, gaps are, look at that, terrible. This thing fits all kinds of wonky. But again, I don't think anybody's looking at this going, man, that thing, you've done so much. So I mean, I like it's hard because the light's hitting off of it, but I mean, I'm kind of digging the vibe. It's also difficult to kind of get the whole, you know, the whole vision when it's got those up front and it's got the story. It isn't sitting like it would be sitting on race day. And that's the only thing that I care about is what I see in my head on race day. What does it look like on race day? You know, I kind of dig it. So anyway, it is what it is. We'll see how it all works out. Again, scoop may be faster, and if the scoop's faster, then that's what we'll just run. I mean, it's just, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we could always just keep it like this for a street. We'd have to move the hood pins around every time, which that kind of blows. But who knows? Yeah, so as always, they're always a work in progress. So, but at least we got that mounted. So now we've just got a few. We got to get mufflers on it. We got a few other little things to do, and then tomorrow I'll bring it home. But so far so good. Nothing's leaking, and you know, I think we're pretty good. If the transmission ship's pretty good, which I'm confident that it will, then I think we'll be good. Woo! Yeah, another day, another dew strike. You can probably never have too many of these. We're a little low on oil, put a quart of oil in. We've also got the mufflers, and we also bought a new harness. Once I get it in, I'll show it to you, but it was from a place called Racers Direct, and it was very reasonably priced. It's SFI rated. It's an actual floor mount, so the strap should be more than long enough to work the way I want them to. And it's all black and stuff, so I mean, harnesses have went up quite a bit in price. So this was I think $72 shipped for a 5-point latch. One day when I put a bar in a car, I'll probably get like a cam lock or something, but I just wanted something I'd say technically newer, but I really needed one for McNugget. And you never know, if I put a passenger seat in here for Teresa, you know, she's gonna want a seat belt of some kind. So maybe I'll get one for here. I don't know. It's, you know, but I got this one. We're gonna put it in as well. But I need to get the mufflers on, and then we can, you know, drive it around. So let me get to work. Got the mufflers changed, or put on, I should say. And now we're just gonna stick our harnesses in. Let's get that over and done with. So, like I say, I don't have any complaints about the harnesses that were in it. Some old G-forces. I've had these things forever. I don't even know what year. Oh. July of 2010. So we got our money out of them. But yeah, so we are going to put these new ones in, and they should fit a little better, I think. At least we're hopeful for that. All right. I'll lay them out and show it to you after we get the other ones out. Here's our G-Force Pro Series that we had in the car. And then here's our, here's our, and each, looks like each strap has, or at least a couple of them, it's in like 3 different places, has the SFI date. So you can see how much longer. That's gonna be a much better fit for us. And I mean, it was all black. Not that that matters, but you know, everything's black. It's also got a wider crotch strap. So, but so far, I mean, I'm happy with it. I mean, we'll get them bolted in the car and stuff, but there we go. Now my harnesses won't be up around my shoulders. Or the buckles, they'll be down where they should be, allegedly. So, all right, let me start bolting them in. Got them all bolted in. Got them pretty set. The cross strap's the submarine belt's really long, so I had to run a bunch of length out of it and loop it. I got to cut that piece of zip tie off. But other than that, I mean, they're okay. I mean, it is what it is. I got them. So, I mean, they're just harnesses. So, but anyway, we got them bolted in. So, I guess now we can fire it up and get it out of here. I got to move Rob Zombie, and maybe we'll take it for a little drive up and down the road. All right, the spool started. Get out.
we're just about ready for the track.
If you guys would have fell over just about 2 seconds later, it would have been like I shot you when I got on the two-step. I only left the falling in because I put it on two. It's like, it was almost like I shot you. I think we're ready. You know, just want to drive it a little bit, make sure nothing's leaking, make sure the temperature's okay. Like I say, these little radiators, they do okay in the cold weather, more or less, but not good in the summer. At least the ones I've got. That one I got from McNugget, that 3-row, I'm curious to see how it holds up. So, you know, this one we've driven to this radiator we've actually driven to the track. No, actually, I think we did the one that was in the Love Boat, but this one did better. We've driven this one to the track a couple times. So I guess we're ready. As far as I know, we're still doing test and tune. It'll be left lane for slicks, and so as far as me and Eric racing, which, you know, that's not a great race anyway. Probably won't have any of those matchups. Maybe, I don't know. If they do, that's fine. Carb's not leaking, nothing's leaking, everything's, you know, seems pretty happy. So, you know, now I'm gonna take him home, and he'll get to sit outside for the one night, or actually 2 nights, because I'm gonna drive him to work, back to work. I say that, I might actually bring him back out here and drop him off tomorrow night. I'll keep him in the backyard where he'll be safe. So I guess that's it. Say we got new harnesses, we got mufflers on it, we got it running, we got the transmission fixed or whatever it feels. I gave it just a couple little quick shifts, not full on, because it just spins tires or whatever, just see how it felt pretty good. So I'm confident that that it'll be all right. I guess that's it. So I'm assuming the next video you'll see is probably the test and tune video. I don't know, I've got some of a McNugget video done, and I don't know if I'll have enough to kind of piece all that together. We'll see. Anyway, I guess I'll do this, even though it doesn't matter, because we're going up there with a different distributor, and we're not trying to run any crazy numbers. I'm not taking any jets with me. I'm not taking anything with me. I'm just going up there just to make passes. So I'm not up there trying to fine tune this thing into whatever. The fastest ever ran is a 652 at like 103 or something like that. The last time I was at the track, I think it was a 653 with an 8 or something on the one good pass that I made. So, you know, you guys tell me, what will it run? I don't think it's going to be any. If it'll run some high 50s, I'll take that to the bank. We just don't know. We don't know. The track will be like, we don't know anything really. So we'll see. Well, hopefully we'll just have a good time. We won't break anything. We'll just go up there, make some licks, have some fun driving the car, and get it back home in one piece. And that, at the end of the day, that's all that really counts. Have a good time, and that's pretty much it. Have a good time, I guess. So, but anyway, thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. We truly couldn't do it without you. Especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on Substandard Leader Fox Body Videos on this here man's YouTube. 1 year only Lincolns, 4 drag vans, and as always, fighting the good fight against Dr. Fear. See you guys in the next video. Roll that thunder.